Building a trusted HVAC and plumbing brand was not an overnight success story. It was a lot of work behind it. We spent many years in the SoCal area building this trusted brand. Recently, we did go through a rebranding of the entire company because we just wanted to be better known and stand out from the rest, because everything about us, from our warranties to our guarantees to our maintenance program, and everything that we have built in it stands out from all the rest. So before we had this new brand, we had what they call red, white, and blue. The famous HVAC trucks that you'll see going around. Every company has red for hot and blue for cold air, and we were somewhere along the same lines. And so we just wanted to really just stand out from all the rest. That's where we really started out with the brand. It wasn't when we hired Kick Charge Creative and Dan Antonelli's team to rebrand. That's one of the things that they told us, is that the brand that we had, or the logo that we had, it was generic. It wasn't memorable enough to really kind of stick into the minds and hearts of the people. And we wanted a transition from a transactional company to a more relationship-based company. And that's what inspired us to really rebrand the entire company's logo, the van wraps, the website, our Instagram, all of our social media, our uniforms. Everything reflects the new brand. It's been very challenging to rebrand in the later stages of a company, because now you have so many more trucks to brand out, and you have so much more to do. I honestly, I suggest, if you're just starting out with a company, that you need to focus on the brand first. Get your brand identity straight. Make sure that you have memorable brand. I would hire Kick Charge Creative or whoever's in your industry that does all the branding for the companies in your industry. Get in touch with them, get some feedback on them. It's always about who and not how when it comes to stuff like this, because if as a business owner, if you think that how to create a brand, well, guess what? Somebody can do it a lot better than you. And I would take that philosophy, who, not how, and use that in creating a brand that sticks out. Because if you just come up with a generic brand, then chances are it's just not going to take off as fast or better than if you did have a professional brand logo and great marketing to back that up. So a lot of people, they want to, they don't really have these type of concepts in their mind in the beginning. We didn't either, and that's why the branding for us came a lot later on in the company's history. You face a lot more challenges when you do it later on in the company's stages, because then your staff is used to a certain brand and look and feel of the company. All of that, and their mindset has to all change as well. For us, we wanted to elevate the company and everybody inside of it. And so the first step for us, I think, was just having a whole new image of the company. I mean, you see the brand, the logo behind me. The other thing is, later on in the stages of the company, is a lot more. It costs a lot more to rebrand, because you've already paid for a website. Now you got to redo the website again. Same thing for us. We're a mobile-based company, so we had to do all the truck wraps again, and also the website. Think about that in the early stages of the company, and then take it from there. And always get professional help, because if you don't have professional help, then you're having your son or your daughter draw the logo. I mean, that's not professional, unless they're really branding people. But that's that might be the case. So the colors that we chose, everything, like I said, Kick Charge Creative and Dan Antonelli's team. By the way, Dan's written a book on branding called Branded Not Blanded. You can go ahead and grab that from Amazon or a bookstore. They actually researched the colors that would work for us in this area that we operate in. So I think that's very important to have the colors right, stuff that sticks in people's minds, because that's the purpose of branding. If you don't have that, then um, your brand is pretty much compromised. It took a while for us to come up with a brand. They came up with different ideas. We had to choose one. They did do our tagline as well. We did have some modifications made on the truck wrap, but overall, it was a very smooth process. But again, we gave it to the hands of the professionals, and that's why it was a smooth process. Had we gone any other way, I think that it would have been a little bit different. So when we rolled out the new brand, we rolled it out on the website, we rolled it out on social media. We did a whole few videos, the vans, the guys lined up, new uniforms, that sort of deal, in really displaying the brand to our customer. We came up with yard signs as well. We had a yard sign contest where we would put up yard signs, and then we would put everybody's name in a raffle, and then we pull a name out. Whoever's name came out, they won $200 for that contest. And we had take a picture of our van, post it on Instagram. There was a contest for that as well. There's different things that you can do to get your brand out. You can also just send them all your existing customers an envelope with the old logo on it. Inside is a letter just explaining how you've rebranded and why you've rebranded, that sort of thing, and that letterhead will have the new logo on it. That's another good way. It's not. I want to say it's not so cost effective, but it is a good way to get it done. We've also posted up pictures, obviously on Instagram, on Facebook, dealing with our new brand. So, the branding journey, I mean, it's for any business owner, it is pretty unique from company to company. Ours was not really, I don't want to say it was the most difficult, because we had some really good people, organizations backing us up. Our website developer has been great with us. They did a killer job. You can check out our website, serviceallstars.net. There is a very important thing about being, and that was another major thing of why we rebranded. We had a 3D logo, which, looking at it now, I'm like, well, it didn't really make sense, because we could not showcase, like, we couldn't display it always in 3D format. So for our technician shirt, it was like, on like a one-dimensional format. On the website, it was like on a three-dimensional format. So where it was just the logo was kind of like turned to the side a little bit. But it just wasn't consistent. And then the color coding, right? The colors on certain logos, certain shirts was all different. Now we have everything color coded. So whenever somebody wants to put up our logo, or if we're, dealing with a certain vendor, we actually have a branding guide that we will send them. And on that branding guide, we'll have the colors of the logo. So all of our shirts are consistent color, all of our signage, our truck wraps. You have inconsistency in your colors, that can also devalue the effects of the brand. So if you're a business owner and you're looking to rebrand, reach out to the professionals in your industry. I know my industry, and I know there's professionals there. If you need some advice, you can reach me at sal@serviceallstars.net. I'll be happy to give you some advice on rebranding your company and how effective it can be. So there is a special value that you get back for rebranding your company. You won't see that immediate return right away, but you will see it, a year, 2 years, and in that timeline. So, if you believe that you want to have a more professional look to your company, you want to just stand out from the rest, I would tell you, go for it all day long. Don't hesitate in investing in yourself and in your brand. They say, like, you can invest in the S&P 500, or you can invest in the SME, which is, you can go ahead and invest in yourself. And I think that's the most dividends and return that you're going to get. So I hope I was able to share my story here of how the brand came about, and then how we rebranded, and what the brand looks like now, and the steps that we went through to get there. One thing I didn't mention is that, I think Kick Charge Creative does a great job, and that's why it wasn't really too hard for us, like, to be like, hey, who do we get to go and rebrand? We were like, we already knew these are the leaders in our industry, and that's really who we went with. And we're very satisfied with the results, and we just looking forward to really growing our business. Our journey doesn't stop here. You know, we're continuously focusing on branding and different ways of branding our company. Visit us on our website, our social media, like this channel, and subscribe to it. I'm going to have more interesting videos talking about business and what we go through in business as business owners, and try to give you helpful insight and advice so that you can go ahead and implement that in your business. I think, you know, the moral of the story here is that focus on who and not how, and get your branding right.